on a live stream. Okay, so you can start now, Jashim. I hope I pronounce your name correctly.
Yes, Jashim.
Jashim, okay.
Yes.
Right, Jashim, you can start now if you like.
Okay, thank you. I am Jashimuddin. I live in Bangladesh and port city of Chittagong, and it's very nice city. And this is a huge populated country, you know. Here almost 18 crore people live in Bangladesh, and I am one of them. So I am a businessman, and I completed my study long before, almost 20 years ago. And now I am doing business, and we have beside my business, I am decided to do another master's program in UK university, and so I need to go abroad, and I sit for IELTS exam last month, just before some days, in 29th April. And my speaking session will be held on 5th May. So this session is very much helpful for me. And I want to do my master's in human resource development, because I am the chief executive officer in my company, and I think that if I do a master's in human resource management, so I can handle my company very well.
Wow.
That's all.
Wow, that's an excellent goal, Jashim. Anyways, did I pronounce your name correctly? Jashim?
Actually, it's Jashim or Jashim.
Jashim. Okay. Might be pretty close. So we have here Chu. Chu, how are you? I want to see your face. Oh, there she is. She just did the exam too last week. 2 weeks
Hello,
ago.
ma'am. Yes, it's really nice to see you again.
I'm so happy for you that you got that. But like I said, you are your level is more than that. Yeah. So I'm going to introduce to you to Jashim. Jashim, this is Chuk. He's been a regular participant in my platform. So do you want to say anything about your IELTS exam? Jashim is going to take his exam, finish the 3 modules or the 3 components, and they're going to be for speaking in 2 days, I guess. 2 days or... Yeah.
I don't know, like you, is this your first time taking the exam? Is this your first time? Yeah, is this your first time taking?
This is first time.
Yes, it was also my first time, so I have to say that I didn't really have a good experience. Yeah, I had a stomachache that day because I was too nervous. Yeah.
Yes, right. Almost same experience in me, because I feel very much a terrible situation in day before the exam. Very much horrible situation I passed, because I feel tensed, very much tensed.
Yeah, I think the worst is I have an anxiety, and every time I'm overwhelmed with things, then like you said, choke stomach, you have I always have a butterfly in my stomach, so
But to be honest, I think that I learned something from it. I thought that it's always good to play it safe, to choose the safest option. But in fact, I think that I should have been more. I mean, like, I should have taken more risk.
Yeah,
I answered too short, and I didn't try to use fancy words. I thought that as long as I was fluent enough, and then they would give me high score. But I think that on that day, my fluency was improved quite a lot, but I didn't try to use any big words, and I didn't try to enhance to, expand my ideas enough. Yeah, so I only scored 7 in the speaking module, and I think that I had quite a lot of regrets.
Oh, yeah, you could have gotten 8 or 8.5. Yeah, we can only look back and we regret and sometimes laugh and what did I do? Why did I do that? Or something like that. So, all right, let's jump into our questions. I'm gonna, okay, Chuk, are you really here to participate the speaking, or you're just here to just be with us? Because it's okay, it doesn't matter, because I don't want to bother you a lot with questions because you are not gonna take your exam anymore. So, yeah.
No, actually, I think that I have to start my journey again.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. We'll do that.
I'm trying to take it after several months if I'm free by the time. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are okay. I'll give you part 1 questions, and then after that, we're gonna do like partner. I will put you. We'll arrange a partner. You are partners. And one is examiner, one is the candidate, and then you switch, and you exchange cue cards, and then and also after that the part 3 questions. And I want you guys to do that like partners. Is that okay? But for part 1 questions, I'll be the one asking questions. Would that be okay?
Yeah,
So
sure.
I'll take Jashim first. Jashim, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so your questions, the topic is about art. Okay, I'll give you 4 questions. All right.
Okay.
And then after that, Chuk will give you cue card. And then you switch, and then part 2 questions. All right, ready? So here's your first question. Are you good at art, Jason?
Oh, thank you. Actually, I am not good enough in art because in my childhood, I always frightened of art because I can't do art very comfortably.
Okay, next question. Good answer. All right. Did you learn art at school when you were a child?
Yes, there in our syllabus there is some art related subject, but all time I frighten of art because I'm doing very bad art. If the teacher told me that draw a cow, and I draw a cow, but it's look like dog. So everybody laugh. Really, I am very much frightened of art.
I think we have the same experience. Anyways, okay, so your next question. All right, so you mentioned that you had that lesson or you learn art at school, and you talked about drawing. What about music? This is also, music is an art too, but it's a different branch of art.
Yes.
So what
Yes,
about music?
of course, music. Yes, sometimes in my free time, I listen music, and although I am a businessman, I have a very short leisure time, or very short period of time, because I have to be very busy in my life. So I have very little chance to in this kind of music or art. It's true.
Okay, sounds good. Now your last question for this topic. And this time we're talking about paintings or like, work of an artist. All right, like masterpiece. Okay, have you ever been to an art gallery?
Yes, in my student life, there was a study tour from our school, and we all went to a art gallery. This is in our city, it's a museum, and we here our teacher also went with us, and we saw many paintings, many sculptures, and many historical thing there, and this is very much educative for us, I think. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jashim. So good job. Now I'm gonna give, so you just wait, you just stand by. I'll give questions to Chup, and then you also prepare your cue card if you have some from your books, IELTS books. Okay, so for Chup, it's about color. Would that be okay?
Yes, sure.
Color. So 4 questions about color, like black or white or, okay. What's your favorite color?
Well, my favorite color is red because when I was younger, I was really into comic books, and my favorite fictional character had red hair. So I became interested in the color red ever since.
Okay, excellent. Do you like the same colors now as you did when you were younger?
Well, I suppose yes, because I think that the red color is really popular in my country because it is the symbol of luck. On our New Year holiday, we usually decorate the house with this color. So I think that if I wear something red, or if I have some accessories which is red on my body, then maybe it can bring me good luck.
Okay. Now your third question, what can you learn about a person from the colors they like?
This is really a hard question because I'm not a psychic, so I don't know how to read mine. But I think a person who like striking colors such as red or orange or light yellow, I think they are warm colors. Then I think that these people are really passionate in what they do. Maybe they are passionate in their hobbies or in their jobs. On the other hand, people who like cool colors are tend to be more peaceful and gentle. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah, I think we have the same thought about colors and people who are what color they like. Anyway, so your last question, do any colors have a special meaning in your country? I think you mentioned about red. So
yes, right. There are several colors that have special meanings in my country. I already mentioned the color red, but there is also another color which is quite popular here. It is yellow. In the ancient time, the emperors and empresses in my country usually wore the color yellow. That's why it is related to wealth and prosperous. Yeah. I heard that in the past, peasants, normal, ordinary people were not allowed to wear yellow. Yeah, it's like that. So I think that yellow really has a really symbolic meaning in my country. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, in my country, I know some colors, but to me, I think it's pretty universal. For example, white color. In my country, it symbolizes purity, like for women wearing in their wedding day, wearing white wedding dress. That means the woman is a virgin or something. But and then for black color, it means sorrow. You're mourning, you're in grief over a loss of a loved one. And then we have, what else? Yellow, you said yellow, it's friendship. And yeah, so peace, white color also means peace in my country. And yeah, that's my take about colors. Anyways, I want to just give a comment. I don't know if I'm so sorry if I did not say this before, because usually I say that in part one, it's supposed to be a short answer, as we know, but I always say this in this platform that just continue speaking, because anyways your examiner will stop you or find a way where she or he can, butt in and give you the next question. Although you don't talk like nonstop, you pause so that if your examiner feels that it's enough, then can butt in right away for the next question. So yeah, like I said, here I don't really say that, okay, that's enough. It's supposed to be short answer, although we know that, but I don't do it because it's a practice. You practice speaking. This is the purpose of this platform. But as long as you're aware that part one questions supposed to be answered in short sentences. Okay, doc. So now let's move on to our cue card. And Chup, can I ask you to give Jashim his cue card? You can share it with the group in our GC.
Yes,
Jashim is in the same group. Yeah, continue.
Yes, I will send him my cue card in the group.
And I will be the one to set the timer for Jashim. So there is a 1 minute preparation, Jashim, and then
Yes.
then I will let you know when it's time to talk. Okay.
I have sent the image.
Okay. Have you seen it, Jashim, in our group chat?
Yes. I find it.
Okay, now your 1 minute preparation starts. Time is up. You can start speaking now.
Yes.
Jashim.
Okay, thank you. Actually, in our country, in 1947, this country independence from the British East India Company, and here East India Company rules almost 2000 years. In these circumstances, many films and many drama are created in our country. One of them is like a name, the Nawab Sirajuddaulah. Actually, it's Nawab Sirajuddaulah. You know, he was Nawab, and he war against British East India Company. He lost, and we in our country we lost our independence to them. And in this regard, a movie was created in the name of Nawab Sirajuddaulah. and the artist name was Mr. Anwar Hussain. And in my childhood, I saw this movie, and this movie is very much interesting, was very much interesting in our childhood day, and we memorized this movie very much in this age also. And Mr. Anwar Hussain did awesome work, and his character, he find in this character very lively, and we all memorize him. But it's a matter of regret that only 1 year ago, this Mr. Anwar Hussain was died, and whole nation, our whole nation respect him, and
Okay.
we all admire him very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's good. All right. So what do you think? How did you do? How did you feel about your cue card? You're gonna do that in 2 days. I think
Sorry.
you didn't hear me. So how did you feel while you had your 2 minutes of speech?
Yes, actually, it's a very tough question for me, because actually I am a man without a movie, without listening with any song and art. I'm far from this side, because I'm a very busy man with my business. So this kind of question is very much tough for me. So
Okay.
idea generation is very tough for me.
I understand. If this happens to you, you can think of the time when you were younger. Because, for example, when you were a teenager, you saw a movie. So it doesn't have
Yes.
to be like the most recent one. You can
Yes.
you can even make up a story. Plus, also, I want to just make a comment about, I think you said the title of the movie, right? You mentioned the title, but it's in your language.
Yes. Yes.
What's in your language? Okay, so if it's a title and if it's in your language, this is a suggestion. I got this from my course also, IELTS course, that
Yes.
you translate the title into English so that your examiner, well, I'm pretty sure your examiner is, well, I don't know if your examiner would be a native English speaker and doesn't understand your language, but just in case, it's always safe to do that.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
And you mentioned about Anwar Hussain was very lively in this movie. Yeah, lively is good. Shuk, do you have any synonym of lively that we might we can use in this context? Because I'm thinking about animated. I'm thinking about animated, very lively. He was very animated and very good at his craft, his role, that the role that he played in this movie. So maybe, yeah, just a suggestion. But don't stress out about thinking, oh, I don't want to use lively. No, whatever comes to your mind. It's just, so you have more vocabulary in your head. You can add to your vocabulary bank. Okay.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Now it's your turn, Jashim, to give cue card to Chup. You can share also with our group and the group chat.
Oh, actually, if you give a cue card on behalf of me, it will be very convenient for me, because I'm not ready to give him cue card.
Sure. I will do. So for a cue card, let me browse. I know we're here. Bear with me. I'm almost there. Okay, here we go. All right. Did you have the sleepy? Describe a time when you were sleepy. Oh,
Yes.
did you have that? I know we've been, in this platform for many times. You've been with me. So did I ask you the cue card about describe a time when you were sleepy? And how?
No, you haven't.
No, okay, so I'll give that to you.
Thank you so much.
So Joshim, can you do me a favor? You can set your timer for a choke. First is 1 minute for preparation, and then after that, 2 minutes for speaking. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I'll share and then see. After I share that, you can start timing. Okay, you have that, Chu? So describe a time when you were sleepy but had to stay awake. And your bullet points, when did it happen? Why were you sleepy? Why did you have to stay awake and how you stayed awake? Okay, 1 minute. Jashim, can you set that now? Your timer.
Okay. Yes, 1 minute.
Hey, yes. So I would like to talk about the time that I was really sleepy, but I had to stay awake. Probably it happened when I was in the second year of university, about 6 years ago. Yeah, I had to cram before my final exam. I was quite of a lazy student and I didn't pay enough attention during class. So yeah, I needed to cram before my exam. And after that, it was nearly 4 a.m. in the morning. And I thought that I couldn't have enough time to sleep, so I decided to read some novels. Yeah, and then I left the house at 6:30 in the morning. I stayed awake overnight without any sleep, and I just rushed to my school to take the exam. And I felt exhausted, I felt dehydrated, and I didn't even have breakfast. So I didn't finish my exam very well. After that, I tried to come back home and I rode my bicycle and I felt extremely sleepy on the road, on the street. So I nearly fell off my bike because my eyes felt like closing while riding the bike. And it was tremendously dangerous and risky. And after that experience, I told myself that I would never stayed awake and overnight anymore because it could be a risk to my life. But
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. How was it, Joke.
It was terrible.
I admire all those words. I wrote them down because they were not really big words, but if you are just like a beginner, you don't feel comfortable using them, or you are not used to saying 6:30. We're talking about the time, which is really good. To me, I always say the time itself, the numbers. But this is a good example for me. Dehydrated, exhausted, those words. And you are very consistent with your tenses. I like it when I didn't finish. I don't know what's the context there, but I wrote it down. After that, you also have the signposting. And there you go. You could have gotten 8.5. These are the characteristics of this kind of level, 8.5. You know your signposting, you know your tenses and everything, and you don't use like words that are very strange just for the sake of using big words. Like I heard someone saying flabbergasted or something like that. I was flabbergasted. I said, oh, I know. I watched a show that a woman who was a doctor, almost like a scientist, she used this word, but she was a scientist. And it was so natural. It did sound very natural when you listen to her. It's not like us, we're learning and then we all of a sudden we're using, I was flabbergasted. I don't even know how to spell the word, but anyways.
This is my first time hearing it.
Yeah. So, and you said nearly fell off. I used to really get confused about how how is your tense, how to use your verb tense when you say almost, nearly. And I realized, I learned not too long ago, it was just very recent, that you use the past form of the verb when you use those I think they are called adverbs. Nearly.
Yes, right, exactly.
Okay, what about you, Jashim? Do you have any comment? We will do part 3 questions. Well, you guys will give 3 to 4 part 3 questions to each other, and then we'll wrap it up. We're done for today's practice. Okay, so Jashim, you do have a anything to say?
That means I make question.
Well, just anything. Your comment about Chuk speaking, your speaking, my speaking, or anything. Just
anything. I am a novice, so it's very hard to comment about about you guys. But for me, I think it's very primary level English I am using here. So my target is all 6.5 or 7, not more than. So I'm trying because actually in Bangladesh we are not English speaking nation, so it's very tough and difficult to use English everywhere. But I'm trying.
I understand, but it can be with practice, with regular practice. Yeah.
Yes.
Although it's not overnight, but yeah, practice is really very helpful. All right, so we can proceed to your part 3 questions, and Chuk will give you your part 3 questions. 4 of them, Chuk, if that's okay. And then after that, Jashim, you give Chuk her part 3 questions as well.
Yeah, okay. So I will also ask you some questions about actors and actresses. Yeah, because they are the following questions. Is that okay? I think
Okay.
actually, I think that movies, I think it is a very common topic in IELTS, right? Like super
Yeah.
common. That's why I think that it's just my advice that you should make up a story or something, yeah, about it to prepare yourself. Yeah. I heard that like movie and book and music, yeah, they are very, and education, schools and things like that are so common. Yeah. Okay, so I will change. Yes, I will ask you about okay, free time. Is it important to have a break during work or study?
Yes, of course. In every work, we have to need some break or pause in our regular work. This pause give us new energy for doing our work better. So everybody should take some pause in his daily work, I think.
Okay. What sports do young people like to do?
Sorry.
What sports do young people like to do?
Young people nowadays like gaming in online in everywhere, and but in our childhood where we play football, cricket in playground, but nowadays young peoples are very much fond of online gaming and online activities.
Okay. And most people balance work and life in your country.
Yes, most of our people try to balance their work. And can you again? I just
Okay. I will repeat my question. Is that okay?
yes, yes. Repeat.
And most people balance work and life in your country.
I can't realize. I can't understand your question.
I think the
Okay.
question is, did you say, Chuk, are most people balanced in their work, and the other one?
Yeah. Okay. So it's like, can most people balance between work and life? Yeah.
In
Can
your
they balance?
so they
Yeah.
balance it, like not too much work and not too much recreation.
Balance.
Just
Balance.
so that you can work and you can have recreation at the same time.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Most people in our country is make balance for in their work and in their life, and so they work for 8 hours a day, and after that they do break and they go their home and they pass their time with their family, with their friends, and this way they make balance in their life.
Okay. Yes. And next question for you. Do adults and children have enough time for leisure activities nowadays?
At 50s.
Yeah, activities, leisure activities.
Please
Yeah,
repeat again. Actually, I'm very much traveling to understand your Chuk's pronunciation and accent.
Okay. So
I
do
feel trouble.
adults and children have enough time for leisure activities nowadays?
Yes, nowadays it's very hard to find time for leisure because all people are in doing work, and they go for earning money, and they go for maximize their earnings, and so they can take, so they can give a very small period of time for their leisure. So people are busy very much this day.
It's okay. Yeah, we have finished.
Okay, so so Justin, sometimes you don't also understand what your examiner is saying,
Yes,
and it's good
yes,
that you really ask to repeat, for the person to repeat, because
yes,
it's just chaotic in your head to try to answer when you don't really understand the question. I had the
yes,
experience, my examiner had a mask, right? And I think I asked even for that particular question for 3 times before I just gave up, and I said, like, okay, I'll just answer it because I think she's now annoyed. It's just funny, but anyway, so that's our experience. It's good that don't try to answer when you don't really understand, because it's also a minus for your mark, I guess. Anyways, now you give questions to Shuk. Is that okay?
okay,
Or 3 questions? Yeah, just random.
okay,
Four, at least 4 questions.
okay. First question: what kind of plants do people like to grow in their homes?
Oh, well, I suppose that in my country, people really love growing vegetables in their home. Of course, we don't have many big gardens here because the population in my city is really dense. But people still can grow vegetables or flowers in the boxes and put them on the balcony. It's a way to kill their time, to enjoy their free time, and it's also a way to produce organic food, because people are really afraid of fertilizers and pesticide in my country. It is really widely used everywhere. That's why growing vegetables at home is a way to have safe food. Yeah.
Okay. The second question: are there many people growing their own vegetables now in your country?
Well, I think that not exactly too many, but I can say that about 30 or 40% of the people do that, including my own family. My parents love visiting their small garden on the top of our house every morning. Yeah. And as I said before, growing vegetables can help people with, saving a small amount of money every month. And whenever you need just some vegetables, you don't have to uh to travel to your market. You just need to stay at home, yeah, and pick up some veggies for the meal. Yeah.
Okay. The third question: what do you think of the job of a farmer?
The troubles for farmers.
Yes.
Wow, this is hard because I'm not a farmer. But I think that the biggest trouble is the weather, because nobody can predict the weather. Like nowadays we have so many new technologies and we have weather forecast broadcast every day on the national TV. But I still think that weather forecast program can be false, inaccurate. That's why um, the farmer can lose their crops due to bad weather. Yeah. And another thing is that the economy. Yeah. when the whole economy doesn't do well, then everyone is affected, including farmers. Yeah, so I think the economy and weathers are the most major factors that influence on the farmers.
Okay, thank you. The last question. What are the differences between traditional and modern agriculture?
Wow, I suppose that in the past, in my country, when it comes to farming, people and animals have to do all the job. And that's why buffaloes and cows were really valuable back in the old day. On the other hand, nowadays we have many kinds of machines and they can help us to do things. Yeah, like if a farmer is wealthy enough to afford a tractor or a van, a truck, then it helps a lot. So yeah. Oh, and another point, I think back in the day, the products were much cleaner than now. Right now, they use too many chemicals to preserve the vegetables, and they use pesticides, fertilizers, and those are very harmful chemicals, and they can be quite damaging to the health of customers. Yeah, so there are some advantages, but there are also many drawbacks as well.
Okay.
Thank you. Very
Thank
nice.
you. Okay, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. I love this part of your questions, Chuk. And you were very, very sharp. I really am so impressed because there were words that Jashim said that I couldn't understand. Actually, if I was the one who's going to answer the question, I would really ask, can you repeat, please? But you answered right away. And I said, wow. Anyway, so there was also something. What was that? Oh, Chuck, you mentioned about products. If you review this recording, I think you meant produce because you were talking about crops at that time when you answered. I can't pinpoint which question, but you said the products of the farm. But I think when you talk about a product, you say produce, right?
Oh, I said that? You mean like I said, I don't really remember. But
Yeah. So
my brain go empty now.
Yeah, around the end of this video, you can review. You said products, and I thought like, okay, I think it's supposed to be produce, the produce of the crops, or when we talk about vegetables, fruits, and everything in the farm, and we say produce. It's like products, but produce. Produce is can be used as verb and noun, but it depends how you say it. For verb, you say to produce, but when you use it as a noun, you say produce.
This is
So,
the first time I knew it. I didn't
okay,
know
Google
about
it.
it.
That's good. That's good. Okay, Google it so that
Yeah, sure.
you
Yeah,
can
this is really helpful.
add it to your bank
Yeah,
of
that's
vocabulary.
great.
Okay, another suggestion. I know that I already mentioned before, Cho, about giving example, but if you don't really have to stress out thinking of an example. Okay, Jashim, for example, you said about what was that? Okay, about balancing work and life. So you can say, for example, in my community, I see families when they come home from work. I know you mentioned that they come home and then they pass their time with their families. So you can say, in my community, I see when I come home, I see this. Some families, they go out and play whatever sports outside, or they are in their front yard in their porch having dinner, something like that. You can just to balance the life with work. So example is very, very important. Yeah, it would help mark up your score. And
Yes,
talk
Prabhu,
about
yes.
you said also about growing vegetables, and families, they grow in their balconies. So you can also give a particular or specific example. For example, I have in my neighborhood, there is like a program that there is like to promote planting or growing their own food in their balcony. And you see them like in my neighborhood, my neighbor here. And actually my family also starts doing that. So you can give a specific example. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
All right. So now we are finished. And so well wishes for you, Jashim, for your test. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure you will do good. So yeah, if you need a warm up, you can either contact me or Chuk also, maybe, or the three of us can do a warm up before you go to your test. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you very much. This is very much helpful for me. It's a full length test I do.
Okay. It's like you took
So
your
it's very
test. So,
much helpful.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
guys. So yeah, bye for now.
Thank you very much.